So you've got goals, but that time in between is just really getting you down. Well, let's talk about it. G'day everybody and welcome to my vlogs, the weekly little show that gives a little bit of insight into my life, and it also gives a little bit of wisdom from 40 years of experience of living on this planet. And today I want to talk about goals. And I want to talk about, in particular, preparing yourself for a thing called the reality gap. Now, what is a reality gap? Well, if you had a look at yourself and you see this is where you are now and this is where you want to be. If you put your hands up like that, you can see that there is a big space in between, right? Now, that big space in between is what we call the reality gap. And what's inside that reality gap is a number of different things. The main things that are usually inside a reality gap is time. Now, human beings are not the most patient species on the planet. I mean, we want something and we want something now. So time is definitely something that you should really consider when you've got a goal. And it's something that you need to be prepared for, and it's something that you need to accept. And the next thing that usually pops up within that gap is setbacks. Now, we've all had setbacks when we've tried to do something and everything else, and there's always been somebody there that says, just keep plugging away, just keep plugging away, just keep plugging away. Sometimes it doesn't help. And there's other things as well, like obstacles in the way. I mean, for me, in this particular time, if I could put it all to myself, right here is this YouTube channel right now with an iPad trying to do a video. Now, what would really make this channel pop a little bit better is if I had a better camera. So if I looked at it, that would be, this is my reality. I just have an iPad. If I had a better camera, then I would be able to get better content and everything else. So in between that is time. So what's in between that as well? Money. So what can I do in between that with the time and trying to get the money to get a better camera? Well, I can save. And that time between saving and actually getting the money to actually get the better camera, that dictates how much patience I need in order to achieve my goal. So the other goal that I was talking about, mentioning, is that I want to become a counsellor. So here's where I am at the moment. Here's the end state. Now, in 2016, I was all the way up to about here, and I was about to start work placement, which meant that I was going to get practical work. And that's where I really excel, practical work. But, lo and behold, at around about November of last year, the course had to change. And it was because of RTO standards, and it was because of the government, revamping the courses and everything else. So we had to go through a lot of skill gap training, and I did all the skill gap training and I got high distinction on all of that, but that led me to being mapped over to start at Module 1. Yeah, Module 1. So my reality gap went from this all the way back to that. Oh man, I was knocked for 6. I was like, oh man, I did all of this work. I stayed up all night on many assignments and everything else, and you're telling me I've gone from here back to here? Go! And I wasn't the only one on that. Everybody on the course had to go back to Module 1. And so a lot of people quit. A lot of people said to themselves, I can't do that. I can't go through a whole extra year of doing this. I wanted to be here, and I was up about here or whatever, and you've pushed me all the way back to here. What are you doing, man? No, I can't do it. Well, I felt like that myself, but there is a difference between me and them. I didn't listen to what they were saying. I listened to this. I listened to, this is where I want to be. This is where I want to be in my life. Because the one thing that I had as an advantage is I understood what the reality gap means. It just means in a whole nutshell, regardless of whether or not it's time, effort, setbacks, delays, diversions, distractions, or anything that gets in the way of you getting from here to here. The biggest thing about the reality gap is that you need to accept it. You need to accept that it's gonna happen. Then that reality gap doesn't affect you the same as everybody else. Like I said, the main things about humanity is that we are an impatient species. So that time in between all of that is going to affect us. It's going to give us negative feelings. And it's going to give everybody negative feelings. It gives me negative feelings. But I accept those. I accept the time. So that's where I think I'm going to leave it. The main thing about a reality gap is time. And that's the one thing that is the biggest killer between who you are right now and where you want to be. It's just that time. And if you can accept that time, if you can accept the challenges that are within that, and if you can work around it, then it's going to help ease that frustration all the way to your goal. But of course, this vlog is not just me sprucing stuff off to you. I'd love to know what you think. So if you'd, if you like this, hit that like button, and also leave a comment. Maybe you've got your 2 bobs worth in all of this as well, and probably give a little bit more insight into what we've discussed. As always, be happy as much as you can, be safe, and always remember, no matter who you are, no matter what you do, always strive to be the best at it. Because you can't be the best copycat in the world, but you can be the best you. Have a good night, and I'll see you on these vlogs in about a week. Catch you later.